Hello, my name is Joyce Gray, and I'm going to speak about the Christianity and the founding of America. Christianity played an important role in the founding of America as religious groups sought refuge and freedom in the new land. Knoll, 1992, points out that despite popular impressions, the English Puritans did not arrive first. Episcopalians, representatives of the Reformed Church, Quakers, Lutherans, and Presbyterians were already established along the eastern area of America. The complexity and diversity of Europe followed these early settlers as they arrived on America's shores, and religious groups tried to form communities exclusive to their respective beliefs. Not all of these early set colonists were seeking religious liberty and freedom. Many were sent to this new land as a part of the expansion of trade and commerce. Combating the need for trade expansion, some groups like the Puritans came as a part of a trading company, but used that platform to gain their religious freedom in a new land. The Puritans sought refuge and freedom from the oppressive government in England as they began their journey of the forced exile to the new land. They said their goodbyes to the Puritans that would stay behind in England and prayed with their pastor, John Robinson, for a safe voyage. On September 6, 1620, they set sail on the Mayflower, bound for the New World. During the long journey across the Atlantic, the 102 passengers endured seasickness, boredom, illness, and great storms until November 9th, when dry land was spotted. They quickly learned that they had not arrived at the civilization they had set out for. Now they were on their own, and laws had to be created to form their new community. The Mayflower Compact was signed on November 11, 1620, and set a standard for laws in America then and in the future. The Mayflower Compact was based on God's Word and became an example for future laws in America. The Puritans landed in what is now known as Massachusetts in the area of Cape Cod Bay and proceeded to form their religious community that did not tolerate any variance from their beliefs. They attended regular Sunday morning services together and prayed together and together to worship God. Many did not survive the harsh winter, and the leaders were reluctant to let the Indians know that their strength had diminished from illness and deaths that had occurred. However, as the Pilgrims, the Puritans, celebrated together during their first Thanksgiving celebration, the Indians intermingled to also celebrate with them, commence the arrival of spring, and teach the colonists new tricks to grow crops. After that first winter, the community thrived, but dissenters to the religion, such as Roger Williams and Ann Hutchinson, were expelled from the communities because they were preaching against the religious tenets of the church. Others, like Mary Dyer, a Quaker, were hung for their differing beliefs. There was no tolerance in New England among the Puritans, who wanted to keep a pure religion and a pure community. Neither was there tolerance for others in other established communities, such as the Quakers in Pennsylvania, where dissenters were also expelled. The Puritan standard for their beliefs and their religious influence, for example, was very strong in the governments of New England, which advanced the cause of democracy, according to Knoll. The moral purity of the Puritans set the foundation for America to become morally sound, and is thought to have been a pattern for the early documents such as the Bill of Rights in America's development as a nation. Professor Schultz stated, "There can be no dispute that the Virginia Charter of 1606 had a Christian focus." As religious groups formed close-knit communities, a social bond was developed. The members ate together, sang together, and worshiped together. For example, Quakers formed their communities in Pennsylvania, Catholics in Maryland, and Baptists in the southern states. Town meetings and assemblies set the stage for government that would be ruled by the people. Speakers and writers saw a spirit of liberty as the true genius of New England, and its town meetings as the seedbed of an American democracy began to form, according to the Massachusetts Historical Review. The cohesiveness of these groups would not be broken until the second generation began to diverge from the standard practices of the church. Commercialization and immorality began to intrude their communities, and there became a true falling away of the faith. Yet these brave men and women had endured many hardships to build this new life in the new land and to protect their religious freedoms. What an example for all of us to more closely follow their example and boldly try to keep our moral compass pointed toward the Lord.